second round of our final 16. We're down to the final 8 players. And coming up now, Naoyuki and Thorsten Hohmann.
Here we go.
Coming off of an 11-9 win over Fortunski.
Ok, chúng ta cùng đến với trận thi đấu giữa Naoyuki và Thorsten Hohmann. Đây là trận tranh tứ kết.
You are watching the In the Box Open. This is a 10K added WNT ranking event. We're here at Rax in West Hempstead, New York. I am Mike DeMarco from Ship to Cash. And I'm here solo to deliver this match for you. There's our on-site official, Mr. John Lehman. New Yorker himself. I'll tell you, both players here looking pretty steady with their previous matches. Looking very good. And we did see top seed Jason Shaw fall to confident decision 11-10 in the previous round.
Người phá đầu tiên sẽ là Thorsten Hohmann nhé. Hello tất cả anh em. Chúng ta đến với cú phá đầu tiên của Thorsten Hohmann. Ôi, cho mình mưa to quá mọi người ơi. Cho mình mưa to quá. Mưa có sấm sét luôn. Một cú phá tốt, một đã rơi tuy nhiên hai đuôi. Sẽ là một cú put out thôi. Vẫn thức xem à? Nguyễn Trung Lâm đúng không? Đợi tí này tạnh. Anh đang có sấm sét luôn này. Mưa ảo to lắm. Nãy tạnh rồi, xong bây giờ lại mưa này. Cụ có cái găng tay đỏ rất hợp với mình nhé. Put out. Oi có công luôn B2 này không? Với tính cách của Oi khéo công luôn ấy. Hiện tại chúng ta có 4 trận tứ kết. Trận đầu tiên là Sergio Rivan với Simon Kurat. Trận thứ hai là Emin Ganglot với Lucas Francesco. Trận thứ ba là Conrad với Pechi McCullen. Trận thứ tư là Oi với Thorsten Hohmann. Em đã tích tiêu thấy cũng cháy to phết rồi, cho Tân Triều chưa dập được. Tân Triều chú ý mưa to cũng hay ngập lắm. Hello Hoàng, vẫn stream bạn ơi. Đến vòng này thì phải stream chứ. Đây là vòng tứ kết rồi. Hôm nay là ngày cuối mà. Không biết được mọi người nghe thấy tiếng sấm sét ở chỗ mình không? To đùng luôn. Anh em xem tạm nhé. Tôi đi cất đi đồ phát.
Just push this in. Don't think he's really going to try to whip the ball too much. Just try to get to the right side of the table. Would have been able to get a little more favorable position had he been off the rail. And he doesn't even pocket the pink. A big error in rack number 1 from Thorsten Hohmann. With his first open shot here.
Mưa to quá anh em ơi. Ồ. Cụ Hohmann đánh trượt B5 hay sao ấy, đánh trượt B4 hay sao ấy, nắp cửa lỗ kìa, có 4. B5 này đánh nhẹ được để điều 6 được không? Cú rực nhẹ lực để điều 6 độ 10 được không? Ây, ôi trận va đầu 6 kìa. Và đó rất khó để nhẹ lực. Cú đánh tâm bi thôi, là có 7. Má này thì dựng là có 8 rồi. Vẫn là một cú cúp 2 băng điều 8. Giờ các đối khá là mềm. Bộ Hohmann này chơi được, kể cả các đối khác cũng chơi được. Cơ hội có thêm một cái chức vô địch nữa dành cho Naoyuki. Theo mình, người có thể gây khó dễ được cho Oi hiện tại chỉ có con Rat với cụ Hohmann thôi. Theo ý kiến cá nhân của mình là như vậy.
Earlier, taking out one of our top seeds, Jason Shaw, 11-10. And Petri Makinen, 11-9 over Dominic Yastra. And rounding out our top 8, this match right here, Thorsten Hohmann, Naoyuki Oi. And of course, our on-site official, Mr. John Lehman, New York native. Naoyuki to the break.
Cú phá tiếp theo của Naoyuki. 1 rơi. 2. 2 hết được riêng rồi. Làm cú put out.
Great places to push to here. Looks like he's indicating he might push to a jump here. Stay right behind.
Đang ra đâu đây?
See Lucas come to visit us on screen. And Lucas taking on Emil Gangflood.
Put out để nhảy à?
Who was just on our feature table.
Hình như là vẫn nhìn được cái má, một cái má mỏng B2. Nhưng cụ Hohmann là lấy cây gậy nhảy ra để nhảy rồi.
Here we go to the air. Thorsten Hohmann looking for the blue 2.
Ui, nhảy hay quá kìa. Nhảy 2 có 3. Cú dựng về qua nhìn qua khe 68, nhưng dựng thế thì cần phải chi tiết lực. Một cú đẩy hai băng, đẩy hai băng thì khả năng phải chém. Ui, không là to thế. McCollum. Ok, một cú đẩy hai băng. McCollum này to thế. Tiếp tục là một cú đẩy áp phê thôi. Cú đẩy áp phê để điều 5. Cái màn này đẩy nhẹ lên, đẩy một băng ra lấy 6 lỗ tít xa bên trái. Hello tất cả anh em nhé. Mình đang nói stream trên hai nick, Việt Pinat và nick Trạm Pizza Cà Phê. Điều hoàn 6 nỗ 10. Nhưng, có nhưng rồi. B7 cái má khá mỏng, không đủ để ăn rồi. Ok, sẽ là một đường thủ. Cú đẩy hai băng, 3 băng. Mình cảm giác như với góc này không đủ ăn 7 thì phải. Đúng rồi. Cú đẩy 3 băng để thủ. Ôi trước A băng thôi. Ôi nhảy khá là yếu. Rồi vẫn đây kia cái nhảy của mình ra để nhảy này, của jump shot này. Đây là một cú nhảy khó nhé. Nếu nhảy để ăn 7 khá là khó nhé. Nhảy chạm thì chạm được, còn để ăn thì khó. Rồi quyết định một cú nhảy cân nhưng không thành công. Ok, như là không bị mất mom, không bị mất mom. Cú đẩy kiểm soát lực là khó 8 thôi. Hơi nhiều lực, nhưng vẫn có 8 lỗ tít. Bấm cái của anh đấy thôi. Không. Má bị vếch cho nên sẽ phải để một băng ra, điều 9. Tỷ số sẽ là 1 đều. Hai ông này không đổi chỗ ngồi cho nhau đi. Để vào cái tên nó bị lệch rồi.
Delivering this lovely match for you. Got 2 more rounds coming up after this. Again, we're down to the final 8. Semifinals will be in our next round. And then we move on to our epic final conclusion.
Với nick này thì chắc là phải 4 giờ mới là bán kết được. Chung kết phải kéo xuống 7 giờ.
Jason Shaw was up 10-9, and Conrad, and a little bit of good fortune, good play on top. Ended up edging Jason out. All right, Hohmann.
Ok, chúng ta đến với cú phá thứ hai của Thorsten Hohmann. Cú phá 1 đã rơi. Thì 2 chạy đâu? Có 2. Có 2 lỗ 10. Với 2 này thì khả năng sẽ lựa chọn là va đầu 3 để đưa 3 xuống băng ngắn phía gần chúng ta đây. Hay là quyết định xử lý 2 nút tít. Quyết định là 2 nút tít rồi. Pha này sẽ là trôi trực tiếp về điều 4. 4 sẽ ở lỗ tít bên phải. Cắm thôi cũng được, cắm để điều 5 nút 10. Ok, thế thì sẽ có 5 nút tít. Đẩy lên một xíu. Thế là có má điều 7. Thu lên một băng điều 7. Kéo hẳn 2 băng điều 7 lỗ 10. Nhưng má hơi bị vếch. Có sai số. Cụ chọn cái đường khó quá. Ra cái má vách ấy cụ có thể dựng được mà, dựng qua khe 89 được mà. Cụ chọn cái đường khó quá. Ok, là một cụ thủ thôi. Ai chọn đường thủ nào đây? Một là sườn mỏng bi8. Cái lại về phía băng ngắn phía xa kia. 2 là thủ 2 băng dài. Tất cả đều là sẽ chọn đường thủ sau 9 thôi. Mưa to quá, còn sấm sét này. Nếu ăn được 8 thì có 9 rồi này. Ok, ăn được 8 thì có 9 thôi. Tỷ số được nâng lên là 2-1.
Finds his way back to the positive side of things. shoot one for Thorsten. And again, winner break, our final 16. We are down to just 8 players remaining. Sergio Rivas and Simon Corral, Emil Gangflot, Lucas Fracasso Werner. We have Conrad Yusician, Petri Makinen, and Naoyuki. Thorsten Hohmann right here on your feature table. So those are your final 8 players. John Lehman, one of the best in the business.
Tiếp theo là cú phá thứ 3 của Thorsten Hohmann.
Love having him here. All right, here we go. Hohmann to break. This is round 4, and he's up 2-1.
Tiếp tục là một cú phá tốt, 2 rơi nữa này.
He's going to make a few balls here. One and the 2 ball both down.
Bí 3 có thể xử lý được, nhưng phải kiểm soát lực để ra 4 đẹp.
He does have a nice opening shot here. Got to be mindful with the cue ball. Need to arrive on this pink 4. Just above the 7.
Bí cái. Đấy,
And he's under hit.
không kiểm soát được lực. Thế là ra đuôi sau rồi. Pha này rất khó nhé. Cái pha từ 3 ra 4 này.
Manage that one. It's too tough to hold that ball.
Thế là đuôi sau 7 mất rồi.
Just got to run it past that 7. Guarantee yourself at least a full hit on that.
Pha này chỉ có nhảy thôi. Hohmann vừa rồi có một cú nhảy thành công rồi. Liệu có cú nhảy thứ 2 thành công hay không? Có cú nhảy thứ 2 thành công. Tuy nhiên B5 cũng chưa ăn được. Theo cảm giác của mình B5 chưa ăn được. Có thể chặn để thủ thôi. Có nhảy tiếp không? Ok, quyết định thủ rồi. Hiện tại thì ở những tình huống thủ là Naoyuki đang ở trạng thái thua nhé. Đều có những cú thủ lại lỗi đến từ Naoyuki. Và đây là lần thủ thứ 3. Liệu có đáp trả lại được hay không? Hay tiếp tục là một tình huống lỗi nữa. Thủ lỗi nữa thì lại để cho Hohmann ghi điểm.
Close for real, that's tough. He's elevated over the 6. That makes cueing a lot more uncomfortable, less accurate.
Nào, B4. Lại tiếp tục là một tình huống thủ lỗi nữa. Hiện tại Oi đang thua Hohmann ở những tình huống thủ lại nhé. Ây, Hohmann lại trượt kìa. Vẫn khó dành cho Oi. B5 ra một vị trí khó để điều về 6. Chưa kể 5 còn đường xa nữa.
Another big shot here. The Japanese champion.
Oi có lên oi ơi.
On the one rail, straight back across the center of the table.
Không thành công. B5 bị lắc lỗ kìa.
This purple five. No one wants to make the five ball. Tell you what though, there's going to be a pretty shot.
Cơ hội được trả về cho Hohmann.
I think it is.
Với cái má này mình cảm giác bị thẳng thì sẽ phải trôi trực tiếp.
I do think that.
À không, đặt đầu gậy này là không bị thẳng.
Oh, he is going forward. You can see the high queuing.
Cũng có thể để một băng.
A monster draw stroke there, just because you might not be able to cheat the pocket, but Thorsten says
Ai,
I can just play it simply like this.
dựng lên thôi. Ra một cái má dựng rồi. Oi đang bị thua ở những tình huống thủ. Oi thủ lỗi quá mọi người ạ.
And this is all elementary stuff at this point. Thorsten looking very
Một cú cắm nhẹ về thôi.
clean out there.
Hohmann vẫn quyết định đẩy một băng.
Characteristic misses from both players on the five ball. But Thorsten coming out on top of that exchange.
Tỷ số được nâng lên là 3-1.
Ultimately, going to take a two-game lead right here at 3-1. You see that little head nod, letting you know he's not thrilled about how he got that win, but definitely going to accept it. Again, down to the final 8 players here in the box open. This is WNT 9-ball rankings event here at RAX. That's RAXX in West Hempstead, New York. Mike DeMarco from Ship to Cash, delivering these lovely matches, these top-tier professionals.
Cái sấm to quá.
Yeah, lots of tight battles.
Ok, chúng ta chuẩn bị đến với cú phá thứ tư của Thorsten Hohmann.
Round today,
Tỷ số hiện tại đang là 3-1.
we had two matches go the distance 11-10 and a couple of 11-9 victories there. Now Lucas Picasso-Werner winning his match 11-7. That was a little bit of a gap. Showing some dominance there. Emil Gangflauer with Felix Vogel.
9 vào gần nỗ 10 nhưng không rơi.
Dominant performance there. And
B2 nếu bảo chém mỏng thì vẫn chém mỏng được.
11-3. Gives you an idea of where some of these players are right now.
Nhưng nếu chém mỏng B2 thì cái đường với 3 vẫn phải tính.
Enough to play a pocket. He could play it to the top right.
3 lại còn phải điều đường riêng.
Really.
Thủ thôi.
So,
Theo mình là thủ thôi.
as we look at this perspective here, he has the ball. He's just trying to manage the cue ball. Maybe
Trên đường về của con bịt cái có khả năng vào B6 kìa.
6. You have to play a combination or defense at that point, but when your back's against the wall, not a ton of options. You got to come with something. This is very much less than ideal, especially the cue ball position close to the rail. All right, he's made his
Ok, một cầu thủ 6v6. Thủ hay. Đá đùi. Rồi có thể A1 băng được này. A1 băng cái map phê hoặc là một cú nhảy. In the box open bạn ơi. Giải của WNT, một cái giải nhỏ ranking. Hiện tại đang là tứ kết. Có Leosen thì Leosen loại rồi. So cũng loại rồi. Còn một số cầu thủ nổi tiếng khác cũng loại rồi. B2 có thể xử lý được nỗ 10 này. Ôi vẫn thua ở những tình huống thủ nhé. Đúng rồi, đánh ở Mỹ bạn ơi. Đánh giải này xong thì sẽ đánh giải 8B của WPA nhé. Tuy nhiên chém mỏng B2 không thành công. Nào, biết cái. Có may mắn kìa. Ôi. Đá hay để còn may. Khó cho oi nha. Cái A1 băng. Ông này còn tính A1 băng va 9 ăn 9 à? Chắc mọi người sẽ không lạ gì với những cái tình huống đo A băng kiểu như thế này. Ôi đang tính đường A băng va 2. Sau đó là carom 9. Tuy nhiên không thành công. Quyền đặt bi dành cho Thorsten Hohmann. Đánh 2 nỗ 10. Cái va đầu 8. Có bi có bi 3. Thì cái chạy ra chỗ bi 8 kia. Ok, chỉ là chạy qua chỗ bi 8 thôi chứ không phải là va đầu 8. Va đầu 8 thì sẽ ra xấu. Một cú đánh dựng nhẹ lên để có 4. Ok. Một cú thả nhẹ một băng. Điều 5 nỗ 10. Đánh 5 nỗ 10 đẩy lên. Đánh 6 nỗ 10 tiếp. Tiếp tục là một cú đẩy lên thôi. Đẩy lên để lấy má 7. Để má đánh 7 và đánh 7 điều 8. Và nó sẽ là một cú cúp 2 băng điều 8 rồi. có sai số nào không? Bạn ấy mình sẽ phải trô về nha. Vẫn có thể đẩy dựng một băng được. Ok. Tỷ số được nâng lên là 4-1. Oi quyết định đi giải tỏa căng thẳng rồi. Hiện tại Oi đang thua ở những tình huống thủ. Hiện tại đang có 4 trận nhé. Đang ở vòng tứ kết. Có 4 trận. Trận đầu tiên là Sergio Rivas với Simon Kurat. Tỷ số thì đang không có nhé. Ta chỉ biết được trận tỷ số của trận Oi này thôi. Trận tứ kết thứ hai là Emin Ganglos với Nukat Fancasso. Trận thứ ba là Conrad với Pechi Marcolen. Và trận thứ tư là Naoyuki Oi với Thorsten Hohmann. Người thắng trận này sẽ gặp người thắng ở trận Conrad với Pechi Marcolen. Ok, chúng ta đến với cú phạt tiếp theo, cú phạt 5 của Thorsten Hohmann. Cú phạt lỗi kìa. Cú phạt lỗi. Nhưng lại thì ra khó với Oi. Giải hình này khá là vất nha. Khả năng là đánh 1 xong rồi thua B2. Sẽ chọn đánh một lỗ tít bên phải kia. Cú cắm về. Cắm kéo cái 2 băng. Để thủ 2 sau cái cụm 7-9 kia. Thế là theo ý kiến cá nhân của mình là như thế. Rồi quyết định đẩy lên rồi. Đánh 1 nó 10 đẩy lên. Chắc không phải là ghép 2-3 đâu. Thế là vẫn là thủ sau cái cụm 7-9-3 kia thôi. Đánh 2-1 băng này lên ra gần B8 kia. Nào, liệu thủ hay là ghép? Ghép thì cũng khá là phiêu lưu nha. Vẫn là ghép. Đã ghép thành công. Rồi vừa đo cái đường dựng lên để va cụm 7-9 kia để gãi B7 ra. Đã gãi thành công, tuy nhiên bi 4 ra khó. Cố dựng khá là nhẹ lực. Bây giờ 4 ra chém mỏng rồi. Ra cân. Cảm giác đầu gậy này sẽ là thủ. Ok, thủ hay đến từ oi.
Thorsten's going to entertain a two-rail kick behind that pink. It's a tricky shot to
Sẽ là tình huống A2 băng. Đá bi 4 đi. Không, A1 băng thôi. Nhưng A1 băng thế này thì lại ra phơi mất rồi.
just one rail and tell you the result isn't going to be great. Naoyuki does have open shot here.
Một cái mã dựng. Mã dựng điều 5 đứng riêng.
And the rack opened up a little bit more. Naoyuki did a little bit of that work for us.
Ok, đã thành công bi 4. Tiếp tục một mã dựng điều 5. Anh em nào thích nghe giọng tôi không? Không thì tôi sẽ tắt tiếng bình luận của tôi để bật tiếng bình luận của bên nhà đài đây. Ok. Có 6 tiếp tục là một tình huống dựng thôi. Lại ra một cái má. Đây là một cú cắm thôi. Cắm đầu gậy. Điều 8 cùng lỗ. Không. Chọn đường va đầu 8. Sẽ một băng ra điều 9 cùng lỗ hay là chọn điều 9 lỗ 10 đây. Quyết định chọn điều 9 lỗ 10 rồi. Nhưng lại thành ra 9 lỗ tít ạ. Bị thiếu lực đến từ oi kìa. Tỷ số được rút ngắn xuống còn 2-4. Tôi mở to tiếng nhà đài cho anh em nghe nhé. Xong tôi tắt tiếng bình luận của tôi.
Sergio Rivas and Simon Corral. Got Emil Gangflot and Lucas Picasso Werner. Conrad Yosisian, Petri Makinen. And our feature match here, Naoyuki Oi and Thorsten Hohmann. So plenty of top-tier talent. And again, if you're in the New York area, come on over and enjoy some of these matches firsthand. Go grab yourself a seat on the rail. Food here at Rax is wonderful, and if you don't believe me, I'll tell you. You can ask any of the folks here. My favorite, that noodle dish. All right, here we go. Naoyuki Oi, this is rack 7, and he's down 4-2. Tell you what, that purple 5 ball saving the cue ball. It looks, cue ball was tracking straight at the side pocket. Naoyuki perhaps entertaining a bank on the 2. One rail carom into the 9. Feel like that shot is available. Now, if he feels confident with it, I feel like you got to shoot it. I mean, it's an all-in kind of shot, though. Can't really play that in a two-way manner. Have to go all in on it. So if he does end up shooting something like that, it's all in, do or die. And I don't know if he's going to take it on. Super thin. Oh, man, look at this roll. And then another one right after it. Oh, boy. Good fortune turned into misfortune in the blink of an eye. Naoyuki fires the 2 ball in the side and then grazes into the point of the side pocket after what looked to be a fortunate bump there. He's going to roll right into position for that red 3 ball, and he ends up hooked right behind the 8 and the 6. So kick shot coming up. He wants to hit the rail right before the 3. You see him indicating right there. And what that's going to do is it's going to send the cue ball up table and create some separation. And in the event that he does pocket the 3 ball, you can still see that pink 4 ball. Let's see how this is going to roll for him. He's going to get Thorsten jacked up on the 9 ball. And Thorsten not able to complete the task there. Yeah, being jacked up over a ball or on the rooftop, as some might say, one of the toughest shots in pool, as noted by some of the world's greatest. And Oy contemplating maybe a possible combination here. And he's cueing at it like he wants to shoot it. The alternative, going to just play the cue ball up table. And I feel like you have to shoot this. I mean, that was, I guess, a reasonable play there, playing the 3 ball outright. But I feel like he could have played a similar shot with the combination. The 3 ball probably would be on the bottom rail right now. I'm curious why he might not have taken that on, but that's why he's at the table. We're back here. Now, Thorsten doesn't have a lot of space behind this 9 ball. He's got to make sure he hits it really thick, right in the face, where that cue ball could trickle into the pocket. I'll tell you, he got a hold of it well, but ended up double clicking and opening up now. Now, 3 ball can go straight in the side pocket. Don't know how he feels about this one. A lot of body movement on the follow through there. Naoyuki kind of launching himself up as he followed through, but he comes out perfect. Or as close to perfect as he needs to be.
Pink 4 does go to the top left corner, so not really much figure out here. 6 passes the 9. So as I like to say, this is kind of the last, missable shot. And he uses all of that pocket. To be fair, though, a lot of the times you see a top player play a shot like that. They kind of play it knowing full well that the pocket will accept that type of shot. So, they're not really mishit. They would play it in a different manner. But Oy answering back here as he picks up the pace for these final few balls. And the only stripe on the table gets deposited right there. 4-3 now. And Thorsten still ahead. And don't forget, this is winner break. Winner break. So Naoyuki can really try to just hang on and keep Thorsten in his chair. We saw that earlier in previous match. Was Emil Gangflot, Felix Vogel, and Emil had Felix in his chair. I want to say he hit him with a 5-pack, somewhere in that range, but had an 8-2 lead at one point. Felix put a little flurry together, but ultimately 11-4 for Emil. But it really came down to that break, and Emil really just keeping his opponent in the chair, not allowing them to get up and answer back. And I mean, it's really what you'd want to see for your opponent. You want to get good results, keep them in the chair. Can't do any damage from there. And again, our on-site official, Mr. John Lehman. Oh, he's a true professional. All right, looks like we're set to break rack number 8. Thorsten Hohmann still leading 4-3. Boy, to break. Big break there. Really got a hold of that one. Flies into the side pocket. 2 balls still available. I'd say the cue ball is going to be a little tricky, though. Doesn't seem like even a big stroke can help with this one here. A lot of traffic and not really the ideal angle to get up table. And boy, going to have the cue ball cleaned. I think he's got something in mind. Just wants to make sure he's going to have the best go at it. So it looks like what's going to happen here is always going to play the 2 to the side pocket. But what he's going to do with the cue ball is just roll past the pink and the purple. Yeah, and he can see the 3 ball to the top right corner now. Nice controlled shot. At this level of play, players can definitely accept longer, more difficult shots. Don't really need to be right on top of it. And when it wiggles its way in, very surprised at that shot there. And that was a really big swing. Definitely seemed like he overhit that one quite a bit as well. Nonetheless, Hohmann going to gladly accept. Looks like defense maybe. Getting on the 6 ball. What a risky shot. And I'll tell you, it'd be crazy to think that Naoyuki is not going to jump at this 4-9. Absolute must. She had a chance to win the game in one shot. Got to do it. Got to take a swing. He's just double checking how he wants to go into that pink 4 ball. He hits it just a bit too thick. So Hohmann back into control here. And a little tricky here with the cue ball. Just needs to navigate between the 5 and the 6 here. Very nice. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of room there. So very precise cueing from Hohmann. And you can see the haste in Hohmann picking up the pace. Really anxious to put up another point. Trying to extend his lead. Hohmann been leading the whole match. And really hanging on the best way he knows how. Just keep delivering high quality shots. Keep that mind at ease. Hohmann sends that cue ball all the way around the rails to arrive very nicely on this final 9 ball. And there we are, 5-3 now for Hohmann. New York crowd showing some love. And again, if you guys are watching on any of the social platforms, please make sure to hit that share button. Let everybody enjoy these matches. And make sure that on those platforms you hit that subscribe button. It's free. You watch all of these matches. Get your notifications when we go live. Again, right now you should be able to view us on Ship to Cash YouTube, Facebook, also the In the Box Facebook, Argentina, and also WNT TV. So lots of options. Make sure you support those pages and let them know you want to see more content like this. Of course, want to thank all of the sponsors making events like this possible. All right, here we go. All right, rack 9, Hohmann in the lead, 5-3. Sweat the break. Monster break. Looked like he made 11 balls out of 9 there. But of course, going to have a nice open shot here on the 1. It's not really a repeatable break that we'll see very often with this type of result. But nonetheless, really got a hold of those. He's his cue ball to pick up speed. It's not going to get there. I don't want to say he is out of line, but just slightly less than ideal. He can just draw this out, one rail. I'm looking at Emil Gangflot and Lucas Fracasso Werner on this neighboring match table, and somebody is up 5-1. Don't know who that is just yet, but sure, I'll give you an update. Big stroke here. Really needs that to come across. And he's going to be shy from perfect, but again, very manageable. Going to run the cue ball around the rails just a touch. And he's missed the 9 ball. That's a big, big mistake. 6-3 to 5-4. Huge swing there. Very, very pivotal moment in this matchup. Naoyuki gladly will accept. Go from a 3-game deficit now to a 1-game, and he misses it as well. What is going on right now? Both players missing the open 9 ball, and Thorsten gladly accepts 6-3. What did we just witness, folks? What did we just see? That was completely unexpected and frankly uncalled for. The push and pull in that last rack. You know, and it's kind of reminiscent of the same exact scenario that happened just a few racks ago with the purple 5 ball. Hohmann misses, Oy misses, and then Hohmann takes it down. A lot of trivial exchanges going on in our final 8 matchup here. This is the In the Box Open WNT points ranking event. And we're here at Rax in West Hempstead, New York. That's RAXX. And I am Mike DeMarco from Ship the Cash. And don't forget, we've got 2 more great rounds of play coming up. And really excited to see where we end up with our final 2 players. I'll tell you, whoever makes it there, definitely going to earn that spot. You know, when you have a world-class field like we do here, very, very tough to choose a winner right off the bat. Early exit for one of the favorites, Mr. Moritz Neuhausen, falling to Sergio Rivas yesterday on the winner's side match. And in the loser's qualification, he fell to Dominic Yastreb. Both very tough losses there. Moritz playing very well. Caught the worst of it. some of those exchanges, but nonetheless, his opponents played well. In a similar fashion, Jason Shaw exiting today in the final 16 players, falling 11-10 to Conrad Yusichin. Jason Shaw makes an early exit. Yeah, it's really crazy how some players, you know, you see the matchup, you know how great these players are, and it's just one of these players has to lose. And in this case, right now, Thorsten Hohmann leading 6-3 over another one of our top seeds, Naoyuki. And I'll tell you, he did not want that one ball to fall. Just about halfway through this final 8 match here. Again, racing to 11. Yeah, big mistake there again from Hohmann, following the one ball in. Just a little heavy-handed. And is going to be wide open now. And Oy has made his decision here. Not sure if he can pinch it and hold it. Yeah. Yeah, that was a nice shot. He can either choose to float into the 8-ball or roll forward here. That line was receiving. Everything is wide open now. See, Oy really putting some power into that stroke there. Really wants to climb back into winning position. Can't do that if he's down. So perhaps a little anxious in this rack 10. And this will put it 6-4 now. He delivers. saw the corner of my eye. Do you have a lift fan? Because we are now 5-3. Emil is out front. Lucas is on the attack right now, just winning 2 games. It's going to be breaking here, so again, Emil and Lucas Picasso Werner. 5-3 with Emil out front. There's the young man right there. Right. All right, rack 11. Boy, it's a break. And he's down 6-4. One ball finds. 2 ball looks like it's going to dress up. And the ball be slightly in the here. Now, not sure if you can see enough of this. I don't think he can enough to pocket it. Perhaps play some defense. He has enough to work with. He's going to options here. You see what he's indicating here. He's going to try to bank the two ball. Rails out and just stop the cue right there. hopefully we're back with you here. Having some service issues with our internet service provider and kind of at the mercy of technology at this point. So hopefully you guys can hang on and continue to watch these matches. But nonetheless, tied up 6-6. Naoyuki brings it back to level terms. Looking for that 2-ball to situate. And it looks like he is going to get the open shot. So, Oi with the go-ahead here. And for those of you following some of those other matchups we were mentioning, Lucas Fricasso-Werner ties up his match and currently at the table with the Meal Gangflot. So race to 6 from that point. Big shot here for Oi. Hampered by the 7. So not the most comfortable shot. And he's going to swing and miss. What's the result going to be? Open shot for Hohmann. He's got a favorable angle here. Doesn't really need to move the cue ball all the way down table. He can actually just draw soft. Just to hit that window between the 9 and the 4. Just like that. So you can see the pep in his step now. Hohmann looking to just come across the center of the table. Arrives nicely on the green 6. You may see him dig and draw this out. Natural shot is to go forward here. Sometimes those minuscule differences can change the comfort to pocket the ball. And Hohmann going to go around the 9 ball here. And it's looking like Hohmann should be going up 7-6 here. We've got a battle here. We saw 2 exchanges in this match so far where Hohmann missed a shot and left it open, and Oi missed the open shot and returned it right back to Hohmann. That's happened twice. So had those 2 exchanges not turned out the way that they did, scoreline could be very different. But this is where we are, 7-6 for Hohmann currently. And again, you are watching the In the Box Open. This is a 10K added WNT 9-ball rankings event. And we're here at Rax in West Hempstead, New York, RAXX. And I am Mike DeMarco from Ship the Cash, delivering these matches for you. And again, apologies for the intermittent service interruptions, as there Bit of a technology failure on the pole on the street outside, so kind of just have to deal with what we've got, and hopefully it's mostly watchable for you guys. Again, you can watch this on WNT TV as well as Ship the Cash YouTube. For the ease of reconnection, we've eliminated our Facebook side because just a little more complex to make that happen. John Lehman expertly removing the template. I'm not sure how aggressive Thorsten's feeling, but a bank shot here would be a very big advantage to get out here. And he hits the bank shot a little long, and it ends up in a very nice spot here for Naoyuki to take advantage. I'll tell you, Hohmann hasn't looked his absolute best. However, still maintaining good fight in this match. The same. Couple of missed open shots from both players. Not really what you expect. That's the way 9-ball is played at times. Very much in scoring position now. Comfortably moving the cue ball around the table. You can see the haste and the get down from really wanting to pull ahead here. He hasn't been able to get a lead in this match as of yet. He's gotten it to level terms, but aside from tying us at 6-6, he's been trailing the whole match. Very confident strut as he gets down to this 9-ball here. And to tie us up one more time, it's 7-7 now. And again, apologies for the intermittent service failure, as we're at the mercy of technology and there is a service provider issue out there on the pole in the street, so really just have to accept what kind of service we can utilize when we have that, and it's kind of the best we can do. Update on our side match here. Also in the final 8, Lucas Fracasso-Werner and Emil Gangflot. Lucas Fracasso-Werner was down 5-1. He's now ahead 6-5. So coming with a flurry of 5 games straight. I'm sure the Northeast really thrilled about that. For now, 7-7 on our feature table, racing to 11. We haven't had any golden breaks just yet. No 9 on the breaks. Not in this match. Yes, this is the final 8 players. Final 8 players is what you're watching here. I don't have scores on all of our matches. However, I can see what I can see. And again, Lucas Fracasso-Werner pulled ahead. He was down 5-1 with Emil Gangflot. And now he's ahead of Emil 6-5. So Lucas coming with 5 games straight there. You see him on your screen. That was his break. And here's Naoyuki Oi on our feature. And the 9-ball not going to cooperate with him as it blocks his view of that 3-ball. Yeah, we've been dealing with some intermittent service issues, and we've been in contact with the service provider, and they just can't get out here. And it's not just the establishment; it is a problem on the pole. So if I could fix it myself, I would. But best we can do is accept the service that's coming through and hope for the best. Boy, missing the jump shot there. But he does leave what could be a combination on the 9 should Hohmann choose to take this on. I mean, the alternative is the back cut on the 3 to the side. Cue ball definitely tracking towards the 8-ball. So, really curious how Hohmann feels about this shot here. He's looking down the line of this combination. Big shot. And he's going to try to duck and cover up table. And it looks like he's gotten success with that. So there was always possibility with that approach to the shot. Monster connection, but not a monster result. Perhaps I spoke too soon. Look at where this red 3-ball's arrived. Tell you, there's a chance that if he does jump into this, there's a 3-ball combination and possibly the 3 going off the 8 to the side. It does look like that might be wired if he hits it just a touch on the right side of that 3. Another update for our LFV fans. Lucas now up 7-5 after trailing 5-1. So 6 games in a row for the Connecticut kid. Let's see what he can make happen here. Karen was close. It doesn't happen. So it's Oi with a very thin 3-ball here. And I'm not even sure if he would take this on. I mean, it's a shot. If he feels like he's got his cue ball under wraps, he could just bank the 3-ball up and come underneath the purple. But I feel like he wants to be aggressive here. He does make it happen, but now he's got one more big stroke coming up. Got to get himself all the way back down table. And he put a great shot together there. Another update. Lucas Ricasso Werner puts another one up. He's now ahead 8-5. Kid is on fire right now. Literally burning. Table was smoking just a touch. And that's where we're at. And Naoyuki taking care of that cue, making sure it's sliding just the way he likes it. He's got a nice line here to get on the 7. Pretty natural stuff. And he ends up wanting to stay straight there. Now, if he underdraws this, he still has that top corner. He's going to be clearing the 9 no matter what, but if he does overhit it, he always has the side as a backup. He goes all the way forward. Gets a little sharp here. He's not going to be thrilled about that. I mean, he should still get out, but he didn't have to come that far. So again, you know, favored to make the ball, but I don't really want to have to manipulate the cue ball if you don't have to. It's never the plan going into an exchange. And he hangs the 8-ball. And you see that's a byproduct of that poor positioning. Felt like because he got so straight on the 7, it was a draw shot in order. But Oy disagreed. And here he sits in the chair with Hohmann, 8-9 on the table. So play just a touch of inside here. And he's hampered by the 9-ball just a touch there. But you see him trying to cue on the right side of the cue ball. He can play this with the outside spin. The shot's just a touch more difficult. But he's going to stick with his guns here. Look out, cue ball goes right in the pocket. And you know, that's the line that the cue ball comes off of the 8-ball in that situation. He really needed a lot more rotational spin and a little less forward motion speed. You know, slower moving cue ball with high rotation. Very big missed opportunity here for Thorsten Hohmann. And Naoyuki for the first time takes the lead 8-7. That's a big moment, especially later on in the match. Yeah, very, very big swing. And again, Naoyuki has been, you know, behind the entire match. Hasn't had the lead once until this point. Unbelievable stuff. This match has definitely had its way ups and way downs, and back and forths that you definitely would not expect. Again, we've seen a few times open ball missed by both players, one after another. All right, looks like Oi is ready to go. This is rack 16. And he's up for the first time, 8-7. Let's see what he comes with here. And I'll tell you, he's got a shot to hit the 3-ball here, but not really the greatest offensive shot. More than likely, you're going to see some defense. I mean, the bank is on, but that's going to be a heck of a reach. He's just going to chop at it. Just try to get some coverage. Very simple shot, but effective nonetheless. And again, folks, if you are watching on the social media side of things, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and you'll get notified whenever we go live, especially when we have internet service. And Hohmann looking to play the one rail kick with a soft second rail. You know, there's not really a 100% natural line here. He's got to manipulate the cue ball just a touch. That pink 4, really kind of huge in this situation. And he's coming a little long on that one. And he's going to leave the shot wide open for Oi. All right, another update. Lucas Vercasso-Werner up 9-5. Again, he was down 5-1. Now he leads 9-5. 8 games in a row for the Connecticut kid. Really nice. Really nice stuff there. As the Japanese champion, just trying to figure out the puzzle of rack 16. You know, certain players, Oi being one of them, kind of tells you what he's thinking with his body language. And that's not an outward thing. That's not for the fans or the spectators or for his opponent. That's just for himself. You know, he's in his own mind. And it's really nice sometimes seeing the players kind of thinking out loud and get to see exactly what they're trying to do. And he's mishit this. Very poor position. You can see he's definitely disappointed as well. Not a ton of options here. And he's going to come up with something savvy here. Looks like he might be trying a 2-rail bank or 3-rail bank underneath the 5 and the 9. Try to keep the cue ball uptown. It's a reasonable line to look at. You know, being so close to his object ball, you know, you can't really follow through on the shot. And Now he's introduced the bridge to the shot. Again, very, very tricky. He might be just going simple and trying to get it behind the 8. No, he's playing the original suggested shot. But it looks like he's arrived in the window between the green 6 and the 9 ball. So Hohmann very likely going to play some defense, return safe. Again, Hohmann's been leading this match the whole way. And Oy just took the lead here for the first time, going 8-7 ahead. Oy immediately looking at the one-rail kick, but it appears the 8 ball is blocking the natural kick here. So you'd have to manipulate the ball. You can come past the 8, bit of right spin. I think that's what he's going to do. Got to shorten this one up a bit. And shortened it up a bit too much. A little frustration there from Oy. You can kind of feel it in that stroke. Going to be going 2 rails to the backside of the purple 5 ball. Soft hit the 3rd rail. He's missed ball in hand. No chance he was playing defense there. No chance. But I guess when it's your day, it's your day. And Hohmann says, hey, it's my day. Yeah, Naoyuki Oy not getting the best of this match as far as the trivial exchanges go. And just like that, things may change. He still has an edge, this purple 5, but what a great shot there. Connecting on the 4 ball, getting it to fall. All right, Lucas Fracasso Werner again, giving you guys updates. He's won 9 in a row.